The second generation is the emancipation generation, or the Old Negro. It's important to recognize that the Old Negro, write this down. I just need you to write this down. The Old Negro is an artifice of the slavocracy, meaning these Africans do not call themselves Negro, first of all. Second, they don't consider themselves old Negroes. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when we hear old versus new Negro, it's important to understand that the Old Negro is an edifice, a structure of the slavocracy itself. How do you change Ndongoans into slaves and slaves into Negroes? Well, you redefine who they are in society. You have science, industry, religion, redefine them. And now they are called that. Okay, so it's very important to understand that. Okay, so this emancipation generation, they're born legally free, but into the wreckage of Reconstruction and the rise of Jim Crow, Booker T. Washington's accommodationism was their survival script. I hate when people simply, even myself, I forget to do this often. Booker T. Washington is far more complex than just an accommodationist. We'll talk about that. The grandfather, born 1865, he dies around 1920. He lived through Reconstruction's collapse and the rise of Jim Crow. His deathbed speech, where he says, and this is a key factor in your writing, and you should just start directly citing and sourcing, right? The words of the text before you provide your analysis, okay? Because it is the close reading of the text that actually reveals to us something. Sometimes what happens is you start writing inductively. And you write and you've got a theory and then you find something that matches and you're like, booyah, okay? I need you to write deductively. I need you to look at the quote itself and ask yourself, what is he really saying? Because when he says, overcome them with yeses, undermine them with grins, this is a strategy. He is not suggesting that they accommodate. He is suggesting that his grandfather tricked these white folks. Do you understand what I'm saying? That changes the whole story altogether, right? Okay. This is the strategy of a man who survived by masking resistance as compliance. The novel's moral center is the deepest riddle. We'll talk about Dr. Bledsoe later. Ooh, I can't wait till you get to Dr. Bledsoe. Oh my God. When you meet this dude, you're gonna have nightmares about him. You're gonna be like, oh my God, Dr. Bledsoe. You're gonna wake up in the middle of like, oh, he doesn't exist, don't worry. Okay. We're gonna come back, right, to all of these generations. Maybe one last thing to add here. And this is where we'll start, a couple more slides and then we'll roll back. Okay, now, a part of these lectures will lean into the notion of fatherhood. And the reason why we talk about fatherhood as it relates to this text is a core question that is rooted in the propagation of the American experiment, ideology, is the notion of paternity and patriarchy. And this notion of who is the father, right? As Maury Povich says, who's your daddy, is extremely important because when we ask the question, who's your daddy, what we're really asking is, of what origin are these things and constructs and systems? We're not necessarily talking about paternity in and of itself. We're asking for the root of the thing that is the system that we live in. Who's your daddy? When we ask ourselves of these things, we must ask ourselves questions not only of the outside world, right?